And we'll start game number 1 of Team Empire versus M19.
I think this match is really going to come down to how well does the Monkey King do, because I mean Mirana does scale very well, but they do have the tools to deal with her at the same time. You've got the Ancient Apparition, you've got the Bat Rider, you've got Earth Spirit rolling around, popping off silences, so they do have the tools to deal with Mirana going into the later game. It's really, to me, a question of how well does this Monkey King do? How well does he snowball? Because this is a very momentum-based hero.
He's currently spending his time in the jungle as a courier. Very nice. I always forget that in the beginning when they start like off as a tree or something and you can't necessarily see them.
Well, the thing is, like, unless you're looking for it, like actively looking for it, even though he just walked under that obs ward, I don't think they saw him because you don't just show up on the map like you would normally.
Like this little courier just dancing around here. Nothing to see here, but they will go ahead. They'll grab the Bat Rider here. Funnick in a little bit of trouble. They need one more hit for the Jingo. Jingo's up, and Chappie will be able to secure first blood on Funnick.
Yeah, the slow there guaranteeing that those last couple of Jingo hits come in, and that ridiculously long melee range of the walking courier now.
Otherwise, everyone is happy to sit over here on their runes. And we're off.
And Chappie's actually making his way over to mid lane, it looks like. Or they might be doing an aggressive...
Are they swapping around? I just love the casual donkey, just, you know,
they see Funnick top lane with that nice ward on the rune, so they see the aggressive tri lane coming, and they don't want to put Chappie up against the Weaver, so they just do a quick lane rotation.
This is such a scary lane for Funnick, like with all of these different lockdowns coming out here, and plus the fact that, you know, we've got the Jingu on Monkey King. I'm not sure if he can really do much in this lane, or if he should just be stacking and using Firefly.
He's gonna have to like stack and pull the camps. Get himself a bit of a delayed Blink Dagger for sure, but he's going to have to resort to that because, like you said, he can't show up in this lane. If Ansgar gets one shackles off, he's just about dead.
A lot of harass coming out here in mid over onto Pikachu. Rezo just getting a couple little shots off onto him. Roll comes in though, right behind Yume. Will be able to go ahead land a roll onto Rezo, but other than just harass him and annoy him a little bit, can't do much beyond that. And Muriel is hanging out over here.
Ghostic's actually got himself a pretty good creep too in the bottom lane. He's got the extra 3 armor from the Wild Ring Ripper, so he's going to actually be a little bit tankier than most Dooms would be up against the Weaver, because normally Dooms start at 0 armor. So now he's got, well, it looks like 4 because he grabbed himself a PMS. So he's got 4 armor, which is a lot more than Dooms usually have in this early game.
Yume now making his way over to Maposhka, kind of standing in this tornado. It's definitely not what he wants to be doing here. And Enchantress just poking at him a little bit. Looks like he's going to try to roll himself out of the situation. Is
nice
going to get blocked, though. Yeah, nice play here from Maposhka. Just not enough damage. Oh, he was so low during that. About 70 hit points left. Double damage rune is available at the bot rune.
And Rezo's doing pretty good in the mid lane, 7-2. He is getting edged out a little bit by the Pugna, 12-5. But that's just kind of naturally going to happen. Pugna does so well in this, in pretty much any mid lane. He's kind of one of those obnoxious laners to go against.
Definitely he is an early game hero, especially with that Nether Blast. That'll cause a lot of problems, but the problem is he has to get really close to Rezo in order to get it off, so... Not the most efficient harass, but they've been sending a lot of heroes over to this lane trying to mess with Rezo, so... Enchantress has herself a Centaur Creep and a Hellbear, so they're looking to make some moves over here onto the Pugna. Bottom lane looks like they're looking to maybe jump over here onto Ghost Stick. Seeing the rotation coming out from Yume. He's got a double damage rune. Nyx nearby. They'll go around the corner. Shikuchi comes out, throw a stone, get a little bit of a stun, roll over as well with that slow. This looks like they might actually be able to get this kill over onto Ghostic. They just need maybe 1 or 2 more hits, and he's going to be able to actually just walk away with 40 hit points. But definitely great way to annoy Ghostic. He's going to have to use those tangos. They're rolling in. Yeah, they'll be able to get the kill.
He got like a glimpse of vision with this Observer Ward and just predicted the walk path perfectly. Top lane though, Posha going in on Funnick.
Yeah. Funnick's taking a lot of damage here from Poshka. I think they'll be able to get the kill. Yep. That Enchantress causes quite a problem early on.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Chappie, we talked about how he needs to have a really good start. Well, he's top of the CS right now, as well as top of the net worth. So getting that good early start that he needs.
I'm sure that early kill helped him out quite a bit. But also, just predicting that, you know, they were going to be trying to aggro try him definitely was a smart move on the side here of Empire. Go ahead and dodge that. Rezo going to get himself an Arcane Rune. He's getting very close to that bottle.
And he's actually starting to overtake the Pugna. He's 21 and 11. And doing a really good job of denying up Pikachu.
Yume coming forward, though. They're looking to make some moves. We'll throw out the Decrepified. Leap gets used, and the roll coming in now from Yume will not connect over onto Rezo. The arrow landing over onto Pikachu, though. This is looking really scary. Trying to get that uphill chance. Miss. He does manage to get one evade. Salve's going to get canceled out. There's Miposhka chasing off in the back here, followed by the Shadow Shaman. This is looking a little scary. The kick out to save Pikachu with the roll. Very nicely done. And during all of that, actually, we see that Muriel actually getting the kill onto Chappie, but Chappie somehow getting the after kill onto Funnick.
Probably creep damage. Probably they get the kill on Chappie, and then
definitely possible.
Creeps get a couple of last hits in. But Chappie going down is pretty big. They need to slow this hero down as much as they can. So it's not a bad start.
I mean, down here in the bot lane, looking at the Weaver here, Nyx. He's having a pretty good time, 28 and 12 CS right now. Doom, you know, occasionally showing up into lane, trying to just be a little obnoxious, get his levels, get some CS, but pretty much uncontested. And, you know, Pugna doing Pugna things over here in mid, being able to use that Never Blast, helping him out with the CS. But very neck and neck, honestly, in terms of safe lane farm, aggro safe lane farm, so to speak.
I mean, it's safe lane farm. It's the cores.
Pretty much core. There we go. Yeah. So Chappie 30 and 8, Weaver 32 and 13, because no one has actually been in his lane really, other than occasionally Doom showing up. In fact, Nyx being very aggressive over here onto Ghostic. Ghostic has that unholy aura. So
top lane Muriel's gonna go down though.
Oh yeah, that boundless strike. We'll be able to clean up over there and make some shaved ice.
Shadow Shaman and Monkey King is such a disgusting combo. Like Shadow Shaman Ursa, Shadow Shaman Monkey King, anybody that just wants to stand there and hit people for a few times, Shadow Shaman just says, okay, here's all of the lockdown you could ever need.
Again, it looks like Yume wants to maybe do something here over onto Rezo, at least like bother him at the very least. A lot of resources being committed to this lane.
Miposhka's being so disruptive too. Like, he's forcing Funnick out of his own jungle. Miposhka's farming the Dire Woods right now, completely free, not a care in the world, and Funnick's been resorted to like this tiny section of the map over here.
Well, it looks like he's going to try to just take over the Radiant jungle instead. Does have to be careful because, of course, Doom has been using these camps as well. But he's level 5, so if he can get that 6 fairly soon, he can start to catch up by doing a lasso. Jump forward, though, coming out here. Nick's gonna go ahead, try to bait out Ghostic. They've got that Firefly. We'll go ahead, use the time lapse, come back in. The TP gets canceled. They figure Ghostic's a dead man, and indeed they are correct. Top lane, though, Monkey King coming forward here. He's looking over at Ancient Apparition. We'll be able to kill Muriel.
Pugna starting to pull ahead of Rezo a fair bit, just because of that scary level 6 peak. It's just so hard for Miranda to stay in this lane now, because every time she does, she has to worry about getting life drained. Be very conservative with her arrows.
Oh, Rezo having to TP away from Nyx. Nyx being able to grab that rune just a little bit before the Mirana can, and is making his way back bottom here. Ghostic is not having a great time dealing with all of these sticky napalm stacks, but
Yeah, Doom's already such a slow hero that having sticky napalm on you is just the worst.
yeah. It's almost levels. Oh, he just got his 6. If he could maybe jump over onto Nyx, that could be really, really good for him here.
He'd need +1. He can't kill Nyx by himself, even with a full Doom committal. Nyx is low enough, but he also does see the Doom is level 6, so he backs off.
That awareness, though. Looks like Muriel trying to figure out what to do here in this top lane. Looks like he's just going to try to get these levels. Needs to be careful, though, because, of course, Miposhka living in his own jungle, taking over his creeps, and this Monkey King, Chappie, just has not left at all.
He's got phase boots online. He's got the Aquila. He's probably going to work towards the Echo Saber next. That's the, cookie cutter monkey build.
Cookie cutter monkey build. That sounds like way more food related than Dota related, to be honest here. Miposhka needs to be a little bit careful. They have gotten wise to the fact that he's hanging out in their jungle. There's going to be the lasso getting used, as well as the Firefly going to try to burn him down as quickly as possible, and Funnick will be able to get the kill. And then continue farming. Efficiency. I like it.
Gotta keep that efficiency up, Moxie.
Absolutely.
Farm at all times. He's really close to the Blink Dagger, though, and that's what it is. Like, you can see he has the Tranquil Boots queued up, but he's actually been able to survive long enough that he's just going right for the dagger. He's got about 400 gold as well, so that's closing in. That's a pretty decent timing considering the lane he's had, and that'll be the key to start picking up that pace that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, he definitely needs to start getting involved with some of these kills to help him get a little bit further here. Definitely, he had the 3 kills earlier, so you don't want your Batrider to get behind, and he's going to be able to create such favorable engagements if he can get that Blink Dagger, which, again, he's on the track for getting after those ganks. But bottom lane, we've got smoke over onto Yume. Are they looking to jump onto Vanscore, you think? Yeah. Nyx comes forward immediately. There's the silence being thrown out. Bugs get launched as well. Stun will come in. They get the kill. Now Ghostic, it looked like he was trying to get that Infernal Blade off a little bit earlier. We'll be able to go ahead, drop the Doom onto Earth Spirit. The Hadouken comes out as well. He's definitely toast, but he's diving pretty deep here. Can they punish this coming out? Oh, Miposhka makes a rotation though, and they actually get the kill. Here comes the Centaur creep. He's looking for a stomp. We'll be able to land it over onto Muriel, but Pikachu is still on the run here. He needs to be very careful. The rotation coming out here from Chappie. This could go very, very poorly for them.
Nice rotations down by the whole team there, securing that kill on Nyx. He's going to be the real late game threat for M19, so any kills they can get on him is huge. But
middle lane, yeah, they're able to grab Rezo here, and Muriel actually going to be able to get the last hit.
Yeah, Ice Vortex or Ice Blast and Flaming Lasso is pretty disgusting.
Well, that and you couple it with the Pugna's Life Drain. Oh my gosh, that's so much slow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of slow. It's a lot of magic damage coming out. Decrep's going to do so much work in this matchup.
Gang coming out here down over onto Chappie. They're going to be able to follow it up with the Monkey King ulti, but the silence comes out. He's not going to be able to finish it off. No, the Bug's just chewing away over at the Monkey King. Nice Boundless Strike. Can he get himself away fast enough? No. It looks like Nyx will get the kill over onto Chappie.
Yeah, as long as they keep damage over time on him with the urn or the bugs, whatever it might be, he can't leap into trees. And if he can't leap into trees, then he dies just about every time to the Weaver because he just gets run down.
Funnick actually too, just realizing that his Blink Dagger is online, so definitely recovered quite well. The arrow comes in though down here over onto Yume. Rezo will get himself a nice kill.
I was such a stick prediction. The only vision he had was that high ground ward on the river, and he sees Yume coming in, assumes that he's going for the rune, just chucks it, and beautiful arrow from Rezo.
Yeah, Nyx decides he doesn't want to be here anymore. TPs himself up here to the top lane. And goes back to his farming, realizes there's something up going on here. You've got the Monkey King, the Mirana. They just really want to get rid of this bottom tower. It's sitting very low anyways. Looks like they might be trying to jump over here onto Ghost Stick though. Blink Dagger coming in. There's the lasso with the Firefly. Pikachu turns around. He gets the life drain off with the Decrepify, and that's a very dead Doom.
It's actually so much damage that comes out just so quickly. As soon as Decrypt gets put on him, he just melts.
Oh yeah, well, especially with like the Firefly, but they're gonna go for tier 2 down here at bottom. They've used the Serpent Wards on it.
Yeah,
While this is happening though, yeah, I was about to say, it looks like a trade because Pikachu here, again, that Nether Blast does quite a number on the towers. This tower going down just a little bit faster. The Fortify does come out. We see that Miposhka has made a rotation over here with a Centaur Creep, gonna try to take down this Nether Ward. And doesn't look like they'll actually be able to get this tier 2 over in mid.
That's really important for them, making sure that tower doesn't go down. Mid is like one of the most important lanes because it covers a lot of access points into your jungle. So the tier 1 going down is rough as it is, but the tier 2 going down this early would have been really bad for Empire.
Oh, Ghost Stick, he spites Yume over here, gets the Infernal Blade off. Silence comes out though, so he's not going to be able to doom him, but this Enchantress slowing them down will be able to get the kill. And now Funnick coming forward, he's looking for an opening. Arrow coming in.
We got Echo Saber on Chappie too, so he's ready to start fighting. If he needs to. Like, he's perfectly happy to farm, but if he needs to show up to a fight, he's at least got one of his fighting items.
Yeah, he's top of net worth currently as well. It was pretty scary going up to the high ground over here by the Ancients just because you didn't know what was exactly standing there if you're the side of Empire, except they did send the Centaur Creep that Miposhka had to go take a peek, but there were like 4 heroes standing up there and I was like, ooh, this is mildly scary if you're Empire. Pugna's got his Veil completed. He's looking to get the Ags as his next item. And a bit of movement coming out here. They do have that Firefly. They'll be able to grab Rezo, drag him forward. Ice Blast connects. And Funnick's on a killing spree.
Well,
Van score.
Doom. Got a Doom on Pugna.
Yeah, they should be able to get this kill really, really easily here. Unless he gets the
from
deny.
Nyx.
He might be able to. Yeah, he gets the deny. Neutral creep. Helping out a Pikachu. And the TP out from Nyx. He says, alright, that was good enough. Doom's down. Let's go jump on Monkey King in the top lane here. Chappie gonna have to go ahead, pop that ultimate. Nyx taking a lot of damage. I don't think he realized how much was actually gonna come out. And backs himself out here.
Yeah, the interesting interaction between MK Ult and Echo Saber is they actually don't benefit from the double hit. Their attack speed is fixed, but you do get the slow. So every time you, unless you're Weaver, if you're trying to run out of the Monkey King circle, you're not going anywhere.
Meanwhile, Miposhka gets taken down when they duo pairing coming out from Yume and the AA, and we're gonna see a death kill. Oh, death kill! Wow. All right, that's good English. You're gonna see a kill over onto the Pugna in the mid lane with the Serpent Wards getting dropped, and that tier 1 is taken down.
That was a super long range shackle into an arrow, and then he just drops the wards right on top. It was really nice placement too, because it secures the kill and the tower, which is sometimes a decision you have to, make. Do I get the kill or the tower? This one was nice. You get both.
Why not both, indeed?
Funnick might die here.
No, he's got the blink. Oh, never mind. The extra star and the auto attack will actually take him down.
Yeah, he was playing. He thought he had the. He was watching probably a Shadow Shaman. Doesn't see Rezo coming up. Once Rezo does show up, he's like, "Oh God, I gotta blink away." But really nicely from Rezo means that, and the Dragonlance as well. Actually, probably securing that kill. The extra range, definitely a huge assist there.
Alright, this dynamic duo, Yume and Muriel. They've been roaming around using the Ice Blast to their advantage to get some pickoffs. Looks like the Blink Dagger's next on the menu here for Yume.
Yeah, and speaking of items, we got Diffusal Blade completed on the Weaver, but Doom has almost got his initiate, or actually is working on his initiation out, and he's working towards the Shadow Blade right now.
Arrow thrown out by Reza will be able to detect that the Nether Ward is over on the side, and there's 3 other heroes standing top. These creeps just leading the conga line here.
They are not confident that is not a threat until the creeps go up there.
Now they do have vision over here on Chappie right now, thanks to this ward, so they know that he's on his own. Whereas the rest of the side of Empire are actually just going to be taking a smoke and trying to get this jump over here onto Nyx, but he's got to realize that no one else is showing except for Chappie. Something's got to be up, so he's just going to get himself out of the situation and let them waste some time as they search for him. They even use the Mirana ulti on top of it, so that's probably the other reason. He's like, well, there was a Monkey King there, and now he's totally gone, so probably not safe.
Yeah, you can even see Chappie pinging out that he thinks that he was under a ward because they smoked under the shrine, I believe, or under this sentry. So he's like, the only way they could know about the Mirana ulti is if there was a ward there.
I like this posse just baiting Pikachu and everyone else like hiding in the trees. Like, come on, you know you want to take down Pugna. But they do reveal themselves over here in mid. They'll be going for the tier 2 mid. Nyx is here, but Pugna's going to be able to just mow through this tower pretty quickly. And I'm sure we're going to see TPs to defend if they decide to continue pressure. In fact, we're already seeing Yume make the transition over. Hiding out in the trees. They know that they just have to let the Pugna do his thing, and that tower is going down. But there's the jump forward. They find the Shadow Shaman. Ice Blast connects over onto him, and they're going to be able to use the Bat Rider to go ahead, grab Ghost Stick. They put the Doom out, though, over onto the Weaver. We'll take him down. There's going to be the ultimate coming out from Monkey King. Funnick taking a lot of damage here. Might be able to get himself out. Will be able to force Staff, and the rest of Empire kind of scrambling. Are they still chasing after Funnick? I think Funnick's going to be able to get out here. Chappie's still eyes on the prize, but the blink is just going to be too much for them, I think.
I mean, you traded your Shadow Shaman for position 1 Weaver. You take that trade.
Oh yeah, that Doom.
And
Definitely.
Mirana does defend the tower as well, so they did all of that without Rezo being there. But Chappie's actually kind of mixing up the build. He's going for a Battle Fury. We saw this he did this in his game against Na'Vi, where he went back for the Battle Fury, and it didn't work for him there, but he seems to favor this item to kind of, he gets the Echo Saber as his farming item, or his battle item, and then goes back to complete the Battle Fury for a farming.
I mean, he was fighting pretty early, so I think the slow was a good idea to pick up the Echo Saber. Gives him a little bit more mana as well to work with.
Yeah, between the Echo Saber and the Perseverance into eventual Battle Fury, he shouldn't have as many mana issues as a normal Monkey King would have.
Agreed, yeah, and he's sitting at the top of net worth here too, so things are going really well for him. He's been able to, do some interesting things with his item progression. But looks like I'm not sure what's going on with this pause right now.
Does give us a second to take a look at the rest of the game, though. We see Funnick has picked up his Force Staff now. He didn't have that for that last fight, but he's got that now. Some extra mobility. He can blink in, Force Staff somebody out, and especially with that Monkey King, drag them out of that ultimate, pull the Mirana further out of position, whatever it might be. Lincoln's now getting worked on by Nyx.
Yeah, I think that's really important that Weaver finishes that up, because he's always going to be public enemy #1, I think, for this Doom.
Yeah, speaking of Doom, he's got a Shadow Blade, so it's going to be a lot harder to see that next initiation coming. They are going to have some sentries down already because of the Mirana ulti, but it's still a decent initiation item. Gives some attack speed, which Doom definitely needs.
Alright, looks like everyone's back. We're ready to go.
Maposhka's actually starting to transition a little bit into a core as well. He's got his Dragonlance online instead of something like, some of those utility items. Doom's been kind of the aura guy, it seems. He's gone for the wolf, he's got the drums online, so this allows Maposhka to get a little bit more damage in his build.
I love playing Enchantress as like a DPS build. I really enjoyed when we were, what was it? It was really popular at one point, sending the Enchantress into the off lane. Which patch was that? I can't even remember now, but...
It's like 6.8.5, I want to say.
It was a while ago, definitely.
Yeah. It was like TI 6 times.
But if you really got going, you could pick up that Moon Shard, you could get the full Mjolnir, and you're just like a machine gun Enchantress. It's really, really funny. Get an Assault Cuirass on top of that, just pew, 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 just rainbows all over your screen. Although I don't think the Rainbow Immortal was out at that point.
Yeah. Oh, he jukes the arrow. Pikachu, they're hunting for him really hard. Is he going to show in the Scrape Wave?
Yeah, he
Yes,
will.
is.
Little too greedy, maybe? Yeah, the Hex comes out immediately. They'll be able to follow it up with the Shackle, and they actually devote the wards over here. While all this is going down, Muriel does get the kill over onto Maposhka. Can Pikachu make it out? Arrow gets dodged. They don't have any way to cancel this out. They don't have enough damage. Oh, never mind. They have the Shackles. They'll be able to take Pikachu out.
Maposhka dies bottom while all that's happening, but trading Maposhka for the
The
Pugna is
Pugna?
100% worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Really effective trading coming out from Empire in these last couple of scraps. And I mean, they're holding towers against a Pugna lineup.
Pretty impressive. You know, this guy usually mowing down. They will get the denial off, though, over onto Funix. So Doom is down. They're going to try to turn this back around. Diffusal gets used over onto Ghost Stick. They're going to be able to go ahead, drop the Ice Blast, and it doesn't matter. Even if he was able to complete that TP, he was still dead.
Yeah, really good pick off there, and really nice deny coming out from Muriel to not let Doom get the credit for that Funnick kill. There is going to be some pressure top lane with Resolution and Poshka actually showing up as well with Vanscore.
Yeah, well, I mean, if something's going on in another lane, try to put pressure on the other. There is a rotation that's coming out from Yume and Pikachu. They're going to come forward, destroy all these trees because they just figured maybe someone's hiding up there just in case, but will cause them to push back just a little bit. The TP comes out from Rezo. They're actually going to go bottom and just push this out.
And Rezo kind of deviating from the builds we saw earlier in the tournament. We saw a lot of Manta Diffusal coming out from Effect, and Rezo's opted instead to go for the Dragon Lance into the Diffusal into straight BKB. So some nice, hefty stats. The range increase is nice, and just the ability to eventually build into that Hurricane Pike later on against such a mobile team is really nice. We can see, Yume, he's going for the Blink Dagger, so that extra catch after Leap is going to be really nice for Resolution to get.
So we do see a roam over here trying to jump over onto the Shadow Shaman, but unfortunately that does not connect.
They do spot Chappie. He's got his Battle Fury online as well. He's going right for the BKB. Lots of early BKBs in this game.
I mean, when you consider that Pugna is very reliant on being able to hit his spells to make any sort of damage happen, that definitely makes sense. The Ice Blast, of course, is another threat, and all of our Spirit spells. The only person that really does a lot of physical damage, of course, is Nyx on the Weaver. So if you got the BKB up and you're trying to fight a Monkey King who's BKB'd in the middle of his ultimate, it's going to be pretty hard for this little squishy bug to deal.
Yeah, really nice itemization coming out from Empire, all over the map. And Pugna's actually going to go for his own BKB. He's not going to opt for the Aether Lens build. He's not worried about being aggressive. He's worried about the pick-off potential that's been happening. So he wants his own safety, his own security.
That makes sense. He's been having a little bit of difficulty, especially with Vanscore jumping on him with that Shadow Shaman. So,
Yeah, the Vanscore Resolution roaming duo has been just so powerful. Shackles into Nightmare or into Arrow is kind of the better version of Nightmare.
They break the smoke over on Nyx almost immediately. They know that somebody's standing nearby here. Moonlight Shadow gets used, and they'll dust a second time. Looks like Vanscore's in a lot of trouble. The silence, the slow, the bugs, the life drain, and they're going to be able to grab Ghost Stick as well. Ice Blast coming in. There's no Doom to worry about. That was such a perfect time for M19 to smoke and have the detection on top of that. They're going to try to grab a Poshka, but they don't have anything to cancel out that TP.
Yeah, everything's still on cooldown, so they do defend their tower, though. They get a couple of really nice pickoffs. Keeping this Doom down is going to be huge. He's died 5 times already on Ghost Stick. It's been a tough game for him. Every time they can find him and catch him out, they've been jumping on him with, Lasso, Ice Blast, Decrep, whole 9 yards. So his item progression has been slowed down a pretty good chunk.
Absolutely. It just feels like, unfortunately, he can't catch a break. And some games are like that. Some games, wherever you go, there's just someone who happens to be roaming around and is looking to murder you. So apparently Ghost Stick is the sacrificial lamb for that right now. Lincoln Sphere is online on Nyx now, though.
He's just such an immobile hero, right? You look at Shaman, he's got ways of kind of defending himself, right? He can shackle, he can hex you, he can, try and TP out. He's working towards a Glimmer Cape. Miposhka, he's got Untouchable. He's got a Wand. He's got Dragon Lance. He's kind of tanky. Monkey King is just scary. And Rezo's been really good about not getting caught out. So Ghostic's kind of been the, well, we're just going to run at you and either you run away and or you don't. So
well, the Shadow Blade will help a little bit now at the very, very least, but I'm sure, you know, we've been seeing a lot of detection being carried here by the supports on M19 just because of that Mirana ultimate, so it might not save him that well. He might be able to get the initiation, but it's going to be very difficult for him to...
Well, it just got a lot harder because Funnick has a gem.
Oh boy, yeah. Poor Ghostic. It's like, I just got my Shadow Blade, guys. I'm so shiny and new. I'm so excited. And Funnick says, yeah, about that. Not only does he have a gem, he's got dust on him as well. Like, there's just no rest for this weary Ghostic. And he thinks he's safe right now. Like, that's the worst part. Immediately, Firefly grabbed up. They're going to be able to get the Ice Blast off onto him on top of that with the lasso. And he's just gone. Just gone. I'm sure this is what he says. Guys?
Yeah, you could see him pinging, like,
yeah.
as soon as he got grabbed.
Funnick
like,
has something, and then he's going to look over and see that he has a gem. So that's going to be really important. And the Moonlight Shadow is just not going to do them much good if Funnick is anywhere near it. They do spot Nyx over here. They've got the Lincolns on him.
Yeah, it's going to be such a tough kill now because you have to.
He should see this coming.
Shackle.
Yeah, they'll go ahead. They'll grab the shackle. We'll be able to. Oh, that arrow coming in though. Still, will be able to take down Nyx. Wards get used for this as well, but meanwhile, bot lane, we're seeing the push continue with this little tiny Pikachu just throwing wave after wave of Nether Blast onto this tower.
I mean, he's chipping away at all these towers, but he hasn't secured any of these tier 2s yet. Just got them really low. Maybe he gets one here? But...
Not with the Monkey King there. I think he needs to back off. Back off, wait for the rest of the team. There is a Mirana who just TP'd to Shrine. Is invisible. Again, Funnick, he's got a gem. He's going to be on the lookout for anyone that's trying to sneak past him. In fact, he probably will be able to see her, yeah? Decides not to jump, though. Lasso just coming up. Nice arrow coming in. Does he want to turn on this? We'll be able to get kicked forward by Yume. This damage coming out, chipping him down pretty far, but BKB gets used over onto Rezo.
That's the 10-second BKB as well. That's, I mean, him
no
not getting
kills
that
for it, unfortunately, for Rezo. So definitely in favor of M19.
I mean, he had to pop the BKB, otherwise there was no chance of getting the kill. But it's just unfortunate that he pops it and still doesn't get it. And bot's now online for Funnick too, so he's going to be even faster. He's going to be all over the map.
I mean, it's already scary at night when you don't have vision, and then you've got this Bat Rider that can just show up anywhere and just murder you instantly, as Ghostic has basically been finding out here.
Yeah, and they have no aggressive vision. If you take a look at Radiant Vision, it's basically just their towers, and then this one ward in the river that they just planted. Scan does come out, so they do know somebody's around the pit.
I'm gonna smoke, I was about to say, yeah, here comes the smoke. They smoked underneath that ward, though. They're gonna know that they're on their way, so they should send someone. Looks like Yume should be able to go ahead pop that smoke, but they just back out completely. They know that someone's on the way. Yeah, Yume just rolling out. Arrow comes in. Didn't put much damage on Roche yet anyways.
Yeah, Yume's got his Blink Dagger too, so he's super mobile.
Safe.
He's gonna be able to just get in and out of these fights.
Now, do they try to take a fight around here? Yeah, they will be able to de-ward. There's a double damage rune, too. Yume will grab that. Does not want to let that Mirana or the Monkey King get it. Nothing to add to their team fight here.
And Chappie still just sitting casually at the top of the net worth. He's like, okay, well, this hasn't worked. I'm just going to go back to farming, guys. I'll see you in a bit when I get my next item. He's sitting on 1,600 gold right now.
It's very scary right now for the side of Empire because they just have no vision up. They're really controlling the vision game. They're making sure that they don't feel safe while they're farming, so everyone's kind of sticking together. Like you said, Funnick's got those boots of travel and all the mobility items, so just this bat can go wherever he wants and then some.
And Nyx is going for an Ags.
Oh, Muriel. Force Staff comes out, does manage to dodge the Boundless Strike. Funnick standing nearby will be able to go ahead, Force Staff him up this hill. Nice dodge.
I mean, if Nyx gets this eggs online, if he actually commits to it and gets the eggs online, it's going to be really tough, I think, for Empire to either kill him or whoever they end up going on. It's a nice reset for the Pugna as well. Full health, full mana.
Oh, this is a good fight. This is a big fight for them if they can get in there. They used the Serpent Wards already. I don't know. No, it's just going down way too fast. I don't think they can actually contest unless they think about rolling in, but it looks like they're not going to.
No, without Pugna, without Weaver, they know this goes down way too quickly.
Yeah.
And so they just let it go.
Deso online now for Nyx. Did we see that earlier?
He just picked it up when I was talking about his ags. He was just completing it.
Oh, okay.
He was on the courier. So he's gonna go for. He's got the Lincolns, the Diffusal, and now he's got the Deso. So he's happy with his damage. Now he's going for some survivability. Sometimes you'll see Weavers go eggs. Most times it's either Butterfly or BKB. But not BKB. Heart. That's the one I was looking for. But he opts this time to go for the eggs, trying to be a bro, help out his team.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's scary when there's a Monkey King, too, because if you get caught in that ultimate as a Weaver, it does so much damage. You're not super duper tanky naturally, so you need items that are going to be able to beef you up a little bit. We'll be able to go ahead and get the last hit onto the tower. Tier 2 goes down on the bot lane, but Tier 2 also goes down top. So a little bit of a trade here. And they do have that Aegis up and running over on Rezo.
I'm wondering if he just drops the Monkey King ult here. Sometimes when you're sieging on high ground with Aegis, you'll just drop the Monkey King ult and say, I dare you to come in, but looks like they're just going to let Rezo
Funnick, oh, he jumps in, he grabs the Enchantress, but he's just obliterated almost instantly. The Doom comes out as well. We'll be able to take him down. And now Nyx trying to find the right angle. Does so much damage over onto Ghost Stick. Here comes the Monkey King ult though. The BKB comes out from Chappie. Nyx doesn't want to play around in that. They'll go ahead, they'll pop their Shrine. And it looks like they're going to reset here.
With BKBs down on 2 of their cores, it's not worth fighting into a Pugna.
Yeah, they actually just go ahead and TP home. But they still have Aegis up and running over on Rezo.
Yeah, they can still take a fight at a later time. They're not too worried. I think as this goes later and later, I think this favors Empire. You know, Chappie's going to scale really hard. Mirana's going to scale really, really hard once she gets that leap attack speed online. Assuming that's what she does, but it's just going to be really hard scaling. Ghostic going to scale. Maposhka going to scale really hard. And on the flip side, for M19, you've got a Weaver. Maybe like Pugna scales a little bit.
There's a jump forward over onto Rezo. The BKB gets popped though. Gonna be able to buy her a little bit of time here. Pikachu gonna have to duck himself around. Ghost Stick is standing nearby. He's got his eyes over here onto this Pugna. We'll be able to go ahead, slow him down with the Diffusal. We'll go and decrepify himself. The Ice Blast comes in. Ghost Stick actually gonna go ahead, pop the BKB, and they'll take down Pikachu during all of this. Monkey King also making the rotation here. It looks like Muriel's just gonna run himself away. And the Mirana ulti gets used.
It's not too bad actually for M19 because they force out still 2 more BKBs as this goes lower and lower. That's going to be really Pugna's opportunity to scale as BKBs getting lower. So they force out 2 BKBs. Chappie's still got his 9 seconds. So
yeah, they got Vanscore here right now. Nyx will be able to just shred him up. The the Lincolns gets popped. They're still going to be able to take down the Weaver sitting in the middle of the Monkey King ulti. So they got a kill on a support, but they lost the Weaver, which is definitely not a great trade. And over here, it looks like Yume's just going to try to go and roll himself out of a bad situation.
I think Empire pushes with this now. Even though Shaman's dead, so is Weaver. If they force Weaver buyback, they just back and they're happy. And they've still got Aegis. That's the big one, is that they've still got Aegis. And Lincoln is actually on the courier right now for Rezo as well.
Well, that and with the lasso down, they're definitely not as terrified of going forward. So yeah, definitely agree. They'll be going high ground. Funnick already laying out. Oh no, he gets hit up by the Boundless Strike. The arrow coming in actually won't connect though. Be able to move around. Another ward gets placed down as well. And the Lincolns gets popped over onto Rezo, just forcing him back. So they rotate up to the top lane here. They need like maybe 1 or 2 more hits over onto this tower. Mirana trying to get forward here. Will be pushed back by the Pugna going and just life draining off of her. And it looks like Vanscore is going to go ahead and rejoin the rest of the team right now.
what they're probably going to do is just run up, take the tier 3, and then drop wards and see what M19 does. Either they back or they feel confident.
Funnick, he's looking for this opening. They'll go ahead, they'll pop the Lincolns, they'll be able to grab Vanscore immediately, taking out all of that lockdown. And there's going to be the Doom getting dropped over onto the Pugna. But Ghost Stick's really far in, though, here. Nixie's doing so much damage, just shredding this Doom. Almost grabs Rezo as well. But we'll be forced back a little. They're just going to go ahead, farm up these wards. And looks like Maposhka, he's looking for an opening. We'll be able to go ahead, use a Hurricane Pike, trying to go over onto Pikachu. They're going to go ahead, use the Monkey King ulti. And it looks like Miria was caught right on the edge, is going to be able to get himself away here. Nick's standing just right on the outside here. We'll go ahead, use the time lapse, run himself back. Arrow coming in, doesn't connect. And it looks like now Yume's going to be able to run himself out the life drain. Going backwards here, Pikachu healing up Yume. And they'll actually hold for the most part.
Man, that was such a good hold from M19. They dropped wards, they forced three BKBs on the side of Empire. And I mean, losing in tier 3 sucks, but it's better than losing your tier 3, your team, and the racks.
Yeah, agreed on that. Definitely agreed. That was a great hold, though. Like, it was just so crazy, too, over here in the top lane. You know, just having Nick stand just on the outside cusp of that Monkey King ulti. Like, he just had enough room to just stand right on the edge without getting hit. I think that definitely turned things around for them, having that little edge.
And Chappie had really good positioning too. Like, you could see him tiptoeing like right on the edge of his ulti, but he never actually stepped outside of it. It ran its full duration, which was really impressive. A lot of people who aren't quite familiar with Monkey King will sometimes accidentally overstep, but Chappie's really careful, steps right around the edges of that, and then once it fades, he just backs off.
Well, he is a pro for a reason, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And showing his comfort on the hero too, which I think is we're gonna start to see a bit more and more of the position 1 Monkey King.
Do you think just specifically on this team, or do you think we're gonna see it just in general being played more and more?
I think we might see it more in a lot of the European teams, but it's definitely possible that we'll see it overall. NA, I've seen it a little bit in some pubs, but for the most part, it seems to be Europe is starting to kind of recognize the power of the position 1 Monkey King.
Pugna is just living in the danger zone down here. Pikachu hiding out in the trees. Looks like the rest of the side of Empire are leaving. Although Enchantress is still kind of nearby here. Doesn't... Oh, yeah, they see him now. Pikachu goes ahead, he blinks. He realizes that he needs to get out. Oh, but the Boundless lands over onto him. They've got the vision onto this Pugna. They will be able to just obliterate him.
That was such a good stun from Chappie. He guessed right where he was. There's only like a small little area in those trees that he could have blinked to, so he just kind of says, I think you're here. Really nice prediction play coming out.
I'm a little surprised just because of the fact that they don't have really great ward placement over in the Radiant jungle right now, that he would go and be that greedy on that.
He was just trying to cut the waves and stall a push. He probably, if he'd have known how close they were, then maybe he doesn't go for that play. But he probably figures that with how aggressive they've been playing, maybe they're on our side of the map getting ready for a push.
True.
Don't think he expected the whole team to be just chilling in their jungle.
Looks like they're going to go up here for the high ground yet again.
And
look for that opening. They will go ahead, pop the Lincolns over on the Marana. Keep trying to call Lincoln's Lotus Orb today. I do not know why. There's the BKB, though. They're able to jump forward, grab Rezo, take him out of the fight before it even begins. Nicely played here. The roll forward, they're still looking for Chappie. Chappie's overstuck here in the trees. Go ahead, they pop the Lincolns on him as well. They need some sort of a disable. They will be able to go ahead, land the Hex. Sliver Cape gets used, but they've got Dust. They've got Funnick with that gem over there. Now Chappie trying to fight his way out here, using the ultimate. Buys him a little bit more time, but Funnick standing right on the edge. Oh, but the Jingu too good. The Decrepify coming in will be able to save him. There's going to be the Yules throwing up in the air, and they will actually be able to take Chappie.
The fact that breaking those trees is a 4-second stun is just killer. That's what happened there. Is the roll forward from your spirit just broke the tree that Chappie was standing on. 4-second stun. So they got him down to half HP before he could do anything. I think if he pops that BKB earlier, or I mean is able to pop that BKB earlier, he maybe lives there, but as it was, Can't
Doom
do it.
coming out here in the top lane. BKB gets used as well, and it looks like now Pikachu gonna have to try to run himself away. Infernal Blade coming out. The slow coming out from Aposhka should be able to clean up. They use the dust. They spot the Doom over here. We'll be able to go ahead, throw down the silence, and Nyx, he's hot on the tail here. We'll be able to go jump forward. Just all this damage getting burned down over onto Ghost Stick, and actually Miro gonna be able to get that kill. Over here onto the side, Funnick, he pops his own BKB. He's still going after Maposhka. We'll be able to grab him, burn him down with the help of some teammates here, and Nyx just jumps around over onto Vanskor and just farms up this wave as well. Like, look at him. He's just standing in the middle of all these wards. Doesn't seem to really care. He's going and hitting that Cardi. We have 2 gems? Yeah, Yume has a gem too now. Did they lose it? Whose gem is that?
Yeah, Maposhka had a gem in that fight, and so when they killed him, Yume picked it up.
One of these belongs to Muriel too?
Wait, what? Where's the Muriel?
Yeah, click on Funnick. His gem is from Muriel. And then the other gem over on Yume is from Funnick.
Okay, so what happened? So I saw one on Maposhka. I thought they picked it up. They must have, in that top push, I think Funnick dropped his. So that's what Maposhka was carrying around. They grabbed a new one, and now Funnick has Muriel's that was purchased.
They've got all the vision now. Clearly. Nick's gonna be able to grab himself this Aegis. There's still cheese on board. Looks like Pikachu will be the one to pick that up as well. Double damage rune is available in the bot spawn.
Man, that 400 health talent for Muriel is actually so good. He's at like 1700 HP. He's got Glimmer Cape. He's got 4 staff. This is I don't want to say tanky, but this is a tough kill for an ancient apparition.
There's this Ice Blast headed.
Just farming, pushing out the waves.
Yep.
That's all.
Yume points out that there's a double damage rune down here. Might try to secure it over here for Weaver. Yeah, it looks like Nyx is headed over there right now.
That extra Tsukuchi movement speed is so clowny.
Oh, look how much damage Nyx does now.
It's actually terrifying.
That's a terrifying sparkle bug.
A sparkle bug?
Well, he's all particle effects.
You're not wrong.
This is the Lisa Frank of bugs.
That joke is too high class for me.
I don't even know if Lisa Frank was popular in anywhere but NA, actually, come to think of it.
Well, we're gonna see Empire on the back foot for once. M19, they've got the Aegis, they've got a super speedy, super hard to kill Weaver, and not really a great way to stall out these pushes. Pugna really great at these high ground sieges because he can just throw another blast, run away.
Oh, Maposhka, yeah, I was about to say, you gotta get out of there. Oh, they cancel it out though with that Yules. We'll be able to grab Maposhka, throw out the Decrepify, Life Drain, and Nyx comes in for that last killer hit.
Chappy.
Doom comes out over onto Funnick. He's been a huge problem for them, but should be able to maybe bounce him away. Oh, they use the Ags on the Weaver. Buy him a little bit more time here. Ghostic, he pops the BKB. And now it looks like Vanskor in a lot of trouble. Uses the Glimmer Cape here. Looks like Nick's going to run right through that ultimate. He doesn't even care. He just really wants to get the kill over onto Vanskor. Will be able to flow over and jumps over onto Chappie. They've got the Diffusal Blade. They've got the Vision. BKB comes out. It doesn't matter. Funnick, he's got that lasso. You can't escape this. Turn back around. Chappie will get taken down.
There's no buyback on Chappie either.
They go in. They just kill Ghost Stick as well. They don't even care. Rezo was coming in, has his BKB. Going to be able to force Pikachu back. Buy him a little more time as well. And Enchantress does go ahead and buys back. So Maposhka is not ready to give up any of these buildings.
I mean, this is still really scary. There's still a cheese. There's still an Aegis. You've lost your Monkey King. He doesn't have buyback. I'm not sure how Empire holds this lane of Rax. I think they've just lost this lane of Rax.
I mean, yeah, they don't have their Monkey King up with no buyback. You've got the Doom coming back, but Doom doesn't have Doom up and available yet. So, you know, he can kind of pull them back, maybe scare them a little bit, but isn't going to be able to really stop this push, especially when you consider, you know, Nyx has that Aegis. You've got the cheese over on Pikachu. In fact, there's a jump forward coming out here from Funnick. BKB gets used also onto Pikachu. They'll be able to go ahead, drain him down, and now they're still giving chase here. Ghostic actually popping his BKB yet again. They pop the Lincolns as well over onto Nyx. The Hex will come out, trying to just push him forward, but again, he's got that Aegis. Like, even if they manage to take him down here, he's just going to come back up again. They pop the Aegis. And look at just Vanskor. He's like, all right, I think we've got enough here. We'll try to go for the arrow. It doesn't quite land. They do have a Lotus Orb up and running. We'll be able to protect their Weaver. So during all of that, though, they're able to take the tower and the racks in the top lane, which leaves shrines open. And already, Nick's eyes on the prize. Efficient Dota.
That was a really, really good siege and a really good sequence of events for M19. They get, you know, a couple of pickoffs one by one, and then they take a really nice team fight around this bottom area here in front of the mid-tier 3. And as soon as they realize that Chappie's gone down, they start pressuring. Oh god, he doesn't have buyback, and they immediately dive. As soon as they realize that Chappie doesn't have buyback, they start pressuring really, really hard.
Absolutely. The efficiency Dota, especially coming out with the pro teams, is just... I love it. I love it, especially because, you know, when you're playing your pubs, you really don't get that very often, unfortunately. So knowing that, again, Chappie was down, that he didn't have buyback, they just pushed their advantage. It worked out quite well. That Weaver time lapse with the Ags onto Funnick was just perfect.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, right? You get the Ags, and even if he's not using it for himself, the fact that he's able to just completely nullify Doom won them that fight. That Ags won them that fight 100%. And now he's got a Bloodthorn, so he's going to chunk through everybody without a second thought. I don't think there's anybody on the Radiant squad that can safely laugh off a Bloodthorn from a Weaver that's hitting for like 400 damage a pop.
Yeah, I mean, Doom already, like, you know, you consider that he's got quite a bit of health, but doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of armor early on. He was just getting chunked down. He does have the Solar Crest, though, now, and I'm guessing that he's working on, the Assault Cuirass is on the menu next for him, so that'll help quite a bit, but, you know, the rest of these heroes, they gotta be really kind of frightened of how much damage Nyx is pumping out here right now. I'm interested to see how much damage these illusions do, too, like... There's the Bat Rider, though. He jumps forward, Funnick, he grabs him. These are just illusions hitting on him right now. They're already taking away so much of the health. There's going to be the BKB coming up. Ice Blast comes out as well. We'll be able to take down Vanskor. In the meanwhile, Lincoln's both getting popped over onto the Monkey King and the Mirana. And they're still giving chase here. It looks like Yume, he's looking for the opening. Monkey King ulti does come out. They use the BKB, and they're just going to roll themselves out of this ultimate. They don't want to have to deal with it. Arrow comes in, but they'll get the Doom off over here onto Funnick yet again. And I'm sure Funnick just is like, yeah, all right, that's cute. Rolling forward, they still have their eyes over here onto Rezo. Rezo gonna have to pop his BKB. Maposhka also running themselves out. Weaver zipping around, and it looks like they'll be able to finally take down Funnick. They're not going to be able to go ahead and save him just because, you know, the Ags on the Weaver, he's too far out. That arrow actually clipping Weaver right in the face. They'll throw the Glimmer Cape onto him as well. There's going to be a nice Ice Blast coming in. Pikachu actually going to be able to take down Maposhka in the meanwhile. Mirana ulti gets used, but they've got Vision. They've got Dust. They've got Gems. They've got the whole kit and caboodle here. And it looks like they're not going to go diving into that well. We'll turn around. Objective-based gaming, get this tower. And the only one they lost during all of that on the side of M19 was, of course, Funnick. He's got a lot of hate for Funnick here, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, the mobility from M19 has just been so crucial.
Oh, Funnick! That jabate. Oh my goodness. They'll still be able to land the Shackle. Signs coming out. The Bloodthorn just eradicating Shadow Shaman. They go for the bot racks now. They've got their eyes over here onto Chappie. They pop that Lynx. There's the BKB. It doesn't matter. You've got a lasso. And Nyx will just turn around, chip away on him. Actually, he's in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to be able to time-lapse himself back. Pikachu is on a spree, and Empire will call the GG.
The mobility was just too much. They could just run out of Monkey King Ultimate every time.
What a game. Like, this is definitely, you know, proving why Bat Rider is one of Funnick's, like, top heroes, definitely. Some of these initiations were good, like just so good. And then, of course, you've got Ghostic who realizes this, tries to doom him so he can't get it off in the fight, but they just time-lapse it off every single time, so he's able to still do what he needs to do. Crazy. All right, guys, we will have game 2 coming up shortly, so stick around.